Peace and blessings. This video is for the secured party creditors and the redemption process individuals. Okay, first and foremost, if you're studying the redemption process in whatever system, whether it's UCC, the real redemption process, or the common law copyright, because they're all three different processes. The first thing you want to ask whoever's teaching you the process is, what am I redeeming? You see, that's the first question anybody with common sense would ask. What am I redeeming? That's why I keep stressing to everybody, go read the Illinois Right of Publicity Act, because it's very specific. It says it's the right to use your name, image, likeness, voice, and signature in commerce. It's considered real property. That's what it's considered. And you can assign it, which is what our parents are doing through the birth certificate system. They're assigning it to the state. You can transfer it or you can sell it. What you're redeeming, and that's your right of privacy. That's your real estate. That's what you're redeeming. HJR 192 has nothing to do with gold and silver taking your sovereignty. We, the people, created the government. I think that's what everybody keeps forgetting. The government didn't create us. We put in the Constitution, no state can make anything but gold and silver as payment for debt. There's nowhere where it says that gold and silver makes you sovereign. What they did in 1933 with the Chapter 11 bankruptcy reorganization plan, because that's what it was they created a system through the birth certificate system and the Social Security card to where they're taking your right of publicity. They're taking your real estate. That's how they're taking your political power. It's not called sovereignty. It's called political power. They're taking your political power. So you're no longer we the people. You're a state citizen with civil rights. You don't have political rights. They took your political rights and gave you civil rights through the state. That's what they did through the state and its birth certificate system. Now, once you, and that's going too far, it don't have nothing to do with the redemption process. Is you, once you turn 18 and old enough to contract, you have to take back your right of publicity. Because if you read the Illinois Right of Publicity Act, I'm stressing that to everybody, it's yours by birth. That's your birthright, your right of publicity. You have to take it back, and you can sell it, transfer, or assign it to who you want. But when you do it, under state law, you have to proclaim your nationality, citizenship, and genealogy. Because your genealogy is what... See, when the UCC process talks about making up these trusts, what they did was took your right of publicity through the birth certificate system, and they created a trust with your right of publicity. Okay, so they owe you anyway. But you don't take the birth certificate to no treasury or nothing. You take it back to the Secretary of State who you got it from. But along with that, you have to have your business trust, because that's what you want to set up with, a business trust, a grantor, irrevocable business trust. Now you're doing business with your own right of publicity, with your real estate. That's what you're funding the trust with. It's your real estate if you read the statute. That's what it is. They took your real estate through the birth certificate system. All you have to do is take the birth certificate, once you do that, back to the Secretary of State where you got it from. It has nothing to do with no treasury, nothing. Take it back to the Secretary of State, because they owe you for using your right of publicity, or it's unjust enrichment. That's what it's called. Law governs all of it. Everything is legal. Everything is already set up. The redemption process is already set up. You don't. The UCC can't redeem you. The redemption process is you're taking back your right of publicity. You're funding your own trust with it. And when you make these trusts, I want you to be careful too, because your trust has to derive its power and authority from somewhere. It has to be governed by something. So the best way to set up your trust is whatever religion you are. Whether you want to derive its power and authority from the Torah, the Psalms of David, the Injil, which is the Gospel of Jesus, the Quran, the Talmud, the Mishnah. Your trust has to derive its power and authority from somewhere outside of state, because the separation of church and state is absolute. And Congress can't make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting its free exercise. So they can't make no law governing religion, period. That's what it says. So you want your trust to come from wherever your belief is at, or you going to still trick yourself up. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know why you're doing it. So all the secured party creditors, because that's what I'm talking to right now, what you're redeeming is your right of publicity. That's what it's called. Read the Illinois Right of Publicity Act. You're taking back your real estate that they took under HJR 192. If your sovereignty is based on gold and silver, or your royalty based on gold and silver, whatever you're saying, then you're not sovereign or royal. You put in the Constitution, no state can make anything but gold and silver as payment for debt. That didn't say gold and silver was your sovereignty. That don't even make no sense. Peace.